and welcome to the Women's Marketing Club. I'm Laura Blacklaws from Laura Blacklaws PR, and today I'm joined by Julie Jennis. Julie is really kind of championing menopause for women in the workplace, and she's, doing an exceptional job at the moment, securing some fantastic press, and she's also launched her own book called the Hot Flush Freedom Challenge. So Julie, welcome. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Hi Laura, thanks very much for inviting me.
You're welcome. So I've just given a really short introduction to you. How about filling in some blanks for us? So tell us more about what you do.
I am a menopause coach. I'm sure you haven't had many of those on the podcast yet.
Not yet, you are the first.
Yeah, it's quite a niche area. And what I do is help women to make an informed choice about how they want to manage their symptoms, because it's your body, it's your menopause, it's your choice. And I think there's a lack of education and information out there in order for women to decide how they want to manage their symptoms. So I do that by working with ladies privately, and more recently, as you said, I've been going into organisations and helping them to understand the impact of menopause in the workplace, not just for the women themselves, but the impact that it has on their colleagues and clients. So it's all about having menopause as an inclusive topic. It's a subject that nobody should be afraid or embarrassed to talk about.
No, definitely. And it's not something I've experienced myself. I know that my mum's own journey was really difficult. And it's actually, like you said, a really niche area that needs to be spoken about more. So what kind of inspired you to take that route and to become a menopause coach?
Yeah, well, it's a kind of an odd story, really. The headline is from mining to menopause. So I used to work for Rio Tinto, which is a big global mining company, doing sustainable development reporting, that kind of thing. And I was made redundant in 2013. And I took it as an opportunity to think, I'm going to do something completely different with my life. So I immediately retired to the sofa and watched 8 seasons of 24 back to back, because I'd never had the opportunity to do that before when I was working, and realised that actually I didn't want to go back to working in London anymore. I wanted to do something completely different. So originally I set up as a personal trainer, qualified as a personal trainer and nutritional advisor, wanting to work with women like me. So women over 40 who wanted to get healthy but not too healthy, lose a bit of weight but not too much, and generally feel good about themselves and lead a balanced lifestyle and feel confidence at home and at work. And that's what I did, and it went really well, worked a lot around Hertfordshire. But I started getting questions about menopause, which I didn't really have a clue about at the time. So my interest in menopause originally came from the questions that my clients were asking me about it.
Fantastic, actually, that you were in that space, that you could react really quickly to what they wanted from you.
Yeah, that's it. And that's what one of the things about running your own business is you're there to help your clients, and you learn, your clients aren't just learning from you, you're continually learning from your clients. And that's why it's really important to listen.
Fantastic. From a business perspective, are you still seeing personal training clients, or is it purely all menopause?
No, it's purely menopause now. So like I said, the private coaching for menopause, or going into organisations, working with HR managers and HR directors and helping them to launch menopause policies, or run workshops, or online training, or appoint menopause champions, whatever's appropriate for their organisation.
No, it's really interesting actually, because I guess as women, we're kind of used to just having to deal with stuff, get on with it. And menopause must be kind of one of the biggest kind of...
I know it is, and I was being interviewed by Three Counties Radio last week, and what's his name? Jonathan JVS on the morning show. He was like, I suppose you've just got to grit your teeth and get on with it. And it's like, no, you do not have to grit your teeth and get on with anything. You just need some, like I said earlier, you need some information and some education about what your options are. And then you can choose whether you want to manage your symptoms naturally, or you can choose whether you want to go down the medication route and maybe take some HRT. But you can't make that decision until you've got the information. And unfortunately, there's not a lot of information out there about menopause, or the stuff that's out there is all, very scaremongering, or the idea that you have to, give up everything good in your life in order to feel good about yourselves again. And neither of those extremes are true.
No, of course. And I guess it's a real kind of, is it more the kind of HR departments who are pushing forward with this? Are they open to receive the idea of working with a menopause coach?
Some organisations are more open to it than others, and I think it's a very new area. It's a niche and it's an emerging area. But 10 years ago, you wouldn't have thought about mentioning mental health in the workplace. And now, of course, we have mental health first aiders, and it's a common subject and people talking about it everywhere. So that's how I see menopause, is that it's, you know, it's not taboo. It's a sensitive topic, yes, but it's not taboo. And it's something that people will become more comfortable talking about and understanding and learning to manage their symptoms. The more people like me and you, because you're talking about menopause and saying it now as well, talk about it.
Brilliant. That's fantastic. So is there a piece of advice that you have been given along the way to help you launch, well, several businesses, I guess?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a piece of advice that you didn't hear but you'd like to pass on to the ladies listening today?
Yeah, well, I think I'm going to have two answers to that, actually, because I say it's the best advice I've been given and the best advice that I've learned, really. And the best advice I've been given is to eventually listen to one person. You know, when you're starting up your own business, there's so many business coaches or gurus, whatever they decide to call themselves out there, telling you to do different things. And you're like, oh my God, I've got to set up this funnel. I need a website, and I need to be on Pinterest, and I need to be on Facebook, and I need to be setting up a podcast. And you're like, and it's like, stop listening to everyone. Choose one person, just somebody that you like, who really resonates with you, and follow them and listen to their advice. And that kind of consistent action is what helps you to be successful, not trying to do what everybody's trying to tell you, because they all give great advice, but it's all slightly different. So choose one person to listen to. And the most important thing that I've learned myself in terms of running my own business is to not try and do everything alone. And I'm not talking about, you know, setting up a massive team or anything like that, but just getting yourself a support network together. You know, get yourself a really good bunch of business girlfriends, because it's my business girlfriends that I've met through networking locally, you know, in Hertfordshire and also down in London too, who really help me when it comes to brainstorming business ideas, when it comes to those months when things aren't going quite well, you know, because you know what it's like as an entrepreneur. You're either like, yes, I'm on fire, or like, oh my God, I'm going to have to go get a job again. It's that kind of feast or famine psychological a cycle that you get stuck in, and your business girlfriends will help you get through that. And you know, your former work colleagues, if you've worked in corporate before like I did, they're there, you know, they're good, they're supportive, but they don't really understand what it's like or what you're trying to achieve. It's very different, you know, working as a self-employed person, running your own business, than it is to being an employee. So yeah, get yourself some business girlfriends.
I love that. That sounds amazing. And it also sounds like really kind of non-conformist. You can have a chat over wine and just be...
Oh yeah, wine is super important. Wine and Prosecco are really, really important in the business world.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Now, with any business, there are challenges along the way. So are there any challenges that you've had to face and overcome, and how did you go about tackling them?
I think the biggest challenge for me was sharing my personal menopause story. You know, I'm naturally quite a private person, but as business owners, especially if you're in a service industry, you know, or a health industry like I am, it's really important that your clients know that you understand exactly what they are going through and what they're experiencing. And you know, my menopause story was very personal to me. I had a hysterectomy in my early 30s. I was on HRT for 10, 12 years. I weaned myself off it, went through some horrendous symptoms, you know, that ended up with me yelling at some poor woman in a petrol queue at Sainsbury's once when I completely lost the plot. And I've had to share all that stuff about me in order to build my personal business brand. And, you know, it's really helped with my business, but I found that really, really tough. You know, telling private stories about myself, you know, sharing pieces of myself that I would normally only share with my close friends, to my business audience, in order to help with my personal brand. So I found that tough, yeah.
And I think because we're not conditioned to be open and honest in the workplace.
No, not at all. That's it. Yeah, you're right. Coming from corporate, like you've got your corporate head on, haven't you? You go in, you're a certain person at work, and then you go home and you're yourself. But as a business owner, it's much more about the real you. You're sharing your, you know, the word authentic is overused quite a lot in the online space these days. But you do have to be authentic, because if you're not, people can tell, they'll pick up on that, and they won't buy from you.
Absolutely. And that's, you know, one thing that's really big at the minute is for brands to tell stories.
Yeah, storytelling is crucial. That's right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you've got to be prepared to tell yours.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you say, it makes you more authentic. But also people will then, it's the whole know, like, trust, isn't it? They're getting to know you. They can warm to you. They can like who you are, what you're about, and then they trust you. So if it's not right for them right now, it may be in the future. They may know somebody who they can recommend.
Yeah.
that's the beauty of having business girlfriends, going networking, and just having like a real solid kind of crew of people around you.
Yeah, support network is absolutely vital. Yeah,
that's fantastic. Oh, brilliant. So before we end our podcast today, do you have any events coming up, any promotions that you'd like to share with our listeners?
So really it's for any ladies out there who are struggling with menopause symptoms at the moment, whether it's hot flushes or brain fog or that dreadful menopause weight gain that's all around your middle. I would recommend that you get yourself over to Amazon and grab a copy of my book, the Hot Flush Freedom Challenge, which is really, it's based on an online program that I wrote, and 10 days to cool down, calm down, and break through the brain fog of menopause. And hundreds of ladies have been through that program and got some results pretty damn quickly within 6 or 7 days. So ladies, if you're struggling, all is not lost and you're looking to manage your symptoms naturally, grab yourself a copy of the Hot Flush Freedom Challenge from Amazon. It's available as Kindle or paperback.
Fantastic. Julie, thank you so much for your time this afternoon.
Oh, thank you for having me, Laura. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much. The sun is shining, so let's take advantage while we can.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Thanks then, Julie.
Okay.